I'm Sagar. He's Ayush. We are here. We have built SuperCMO. We came out of stealth almost a month ago. As a matter of fact, at the previous edition of this event, we were a sponsor. Any of you guys repeat from last month? Have you guys seen us? Oh, great. Yeah. Awesome. For the rest of you guys, some context. Our team has been in MarTech for some time, and we have solved a lot of problems along the way, and we are back to solve a new sort of set of problems that we have seen. Let me talk to you a little about my founding team. That's Tom. He's a founder and CEO. He was the co-founder and CEO at Crux, which was founded in 2010. We got acquired by Salesforce Marketing Cloud in 2016, November. Crux is a DMP. How many of you guys know what's a DMP? Great. Essentially, what DMP is it is a data store that allows you to collect, organize, and analyze your data, and then activate it. Vivek was his co-founder and CTO. Later on, he was CTO of Salesforce Marketing Cloud. And then there is JSD. He's right there at the back. He was the CMO at Crux. As a matter of fact, he inspired a lot of these things that we have discovered to build SuperCMO. He's a strategic advisor. He was at Kellogg's. He was the VP of global media over there and spent a lot of time over there. He can tell you a lot of things about marketing and agencies and this world as it has evolved over time. And then there is Ayush and I. We are the founding architect and product. We go build product. Our context in the marketing world started with Crux, which was a DMP. We saw the fragmentation in data way back a decade ago, and we made a solution that helped you organize that data into one place and make sense out of that data. Not only make sense out of it, but also activate it and use it for your marketing or retargeting efforts. After that got acquired into Salesforce, we helped build more of its marketing cloud. And at some point of time, we started Habu. Habu is one of the companies from a startup studio called Superset. We're just down the road. That's where all of us met and worked together. Habu is a data clean room company. As the world of marketing has evolved, there are more privacy concerns, compliances, as cookies are going away. The problem that Habu solves is how do you still connect data, share analytics, and learn something new about your customers to give them a better experience. These are the things that we as a team have built. And as we built all of these things, we were looking at this industry and we found another space that we thought we think and we are confident we understand it and we can provide an innovative end-to-end solution to it. I'll let Ayush explain the problem.
Hi, thanks, Sagar. So, as he mentioned, we have worked in MarTech and AdTech. And we've solved data problems. And what's still the same is it's still a data problem. But what's different is now the data problem is the problem is of limited access. If you advertise on Facebook or Google today, you would have identified a change in the amount of data they provide back to you. They don't tell you who saw your ad, demographic details, or segment details. All they tell you is these many people saw your ad. The others and the other side of limited, or the other limitation with data is around third-party cookies, right? So the third-party cookies have been depreciated. Advertisers are not able to identify who are their customers, where are they coming from, and how do I advertise to them. So now, as this data ecosystem is becoming fragmented, the problems that marketers are facing are threefold. One is, how do I optimize my content? How do I advertise to the right person with the right message at the right place? And since that's becoming a problem, I'm just throwing the same ad on all channels, right? I don't care if you like dogs or cats. I'm just throwing a generic ad on Facebook. The second problem is inefficient experiments. So marketers run a bunch of experiments, right? We as consumers don't see it, but behind the scenes, they're testing different messaging, different channels. They're testing whether you click more on offensive ads or more on luxury sounding keywords. And since they are getting less and less data back, the experiments that they're running are becoming more inefficient, and they're spending more and more to learn the same. And finally, disconnected spend. So you might have seen ads from companies that tell you one thing on Facebook and a completely different thing on Google when you search for them, right? And you're like, are they the same? So that means that the customers are churning out and the funnel is leaky. So marketers are spending much more to get the same amount of conversion, the same amount of customers. So these are the problems that we are trying to solve. And as you can see, these are all data problems. How we solve them is AI. So let's go through the three pillars. This is just us flying over before we dive deeper into it. The three pillars of our solution and how we solve the data problem. So SuperCMO uses generative AI to help marketers run experiments and omni-channel campaigns by dynamically optimizing the spend per audience and channel. The first pillar is we create content using generative AI. Once we have that, we run experiments on your behalf to identify where and how much you should advertise. And finally, once we have generated enough insights through experimentation, we help you run those campaigns autonomously. So you can sit back, define your goals, and we run the ads for you, generating the highest amount of ROI. Awesome. So let's dive deeper into the generative AI content. But before we do that, I'm sure a lot of you have played with AI tools like Sagar asked. So the question is, does it even work? So we got a small poll for you guys. So this is a meme that comes from a prompt, like somebody prompted DALL-E for photos of a handshake. And I've never seen handshakes like that, and I don't want to have those handshakes. So does Gen AI even work? So let's do a quick audience poll. So can we go to the next slide? All right. Spot the human-generated image. How many of you think it's 1? How many of you think it's 2? And how many of you think it's the third one? Okay, let's see the answer. Sorry, all of you are wrong. None of you get the chocolate. So it's easy to get fooled, right? Like it's almost very realistic. So AI with the right amount of it, with the right data, with the right information, can produce realistic ad quality images. And we actually produce these for our customers, and that's where they're from. All right, I know I fooled you once, so you're angry at me. So let's try it again. How many of you think it's number 1? How many of you think it's number 2? Slowly raising hands. I'm sure a lot of you will be like, nah, he's doing it again. How many of you think it's number 3? Yeah, most. So how many of you think I'm still faking it? The bored ones. All right, Sagar. All right, so it's number 3. But if you see number 2, that's inspired by our by the data we got from our human customers. So number 3 is again created by a customer. We fed that into our model and we got number 2. So the idea here is it's becoming less and less obvious what's human versus what's AI generated content. So, all right, so let's dive into SuperCMO, how it works. We have a demo lined up at the end, by the way. So I'm going to quickly run through the platform so you get a sense of what we're building and how we're solving a data problem, right? It's not a chat GPT or it's not a stable diffusion. So the first goal for SuperCMO is to be able to produce high performing ads using generative AI. So we ingest a bunch of data from our customers. Firstly, we ingest the brand assets, the style guides, the product master to understand what is their brand tone. The second type of data we ingest is performance data. So ads that they posted previously, campaigns that they've run previously, how it performed and what they posted. We parse. So we have an OCR model that does context detection, and we parse through the signals of our customers previously post content, and we correlate it to performance. So hey, Beyonce works better for you than Kanye West, so use more Beyonce in your ads. This is not a real example, by the way. And third, who are you targeting? Right. So when we get all of this information into our AI model, we generate a prompt. It's not the customer. The customer doesn't do prompt engineering. We generate the prompt. We feed it into our fine-tuned model, and we output ads back into your advertisement platform. Right. So if you're advertising on Meta or LinkedIn or you want landing page optimization, that's what we wanted. So, and then we keep observing the performance of the ads we've created and keep improving our prompt and our fine-tuning our model. So it's always performing better than the previous ad that you posted. So that's our data loop. By the end of this stage, or with this solution, we're able to produce good, high-performing content, high-performing ads for you. That's when we go to the next stage. Now, this is where either you'll say, hey guys, you smoked a little too much last night, this is crazy. Or you'll say, wow, this is smart, this is genius, right? So we run 100 or 1,000 experiments at the same time to generate a massive amount of data so you can learn what channels, audiences, messaging works for you. The way we do it is, since we can create one good ad, we can create 100 good ads simultaneously within seconds. We personalize these ads to the end audience and channel. So let's say you have a pet shop, you want to advertise to dog lovers, cat lovers, horse lovers in different countries and different languages. So we spin up those hundreds and thousands of ads. The problem, you can't do it today. You don't have creatives who can be that quick, or you'll be spending $1 million just coming up with these ads. And you don't have media managers who can execute these ads and monitor the performance. So that's the paradigm we're changing. And by looking at the performance of each individual ad, we're able to determine what is your audience. If you're getting a lot of clicks and conversion on your Japanese language ads, you likely have a better customer base in Japan or Japanese speaking customer base than an English speaking customer base, right? If you have a lot of response on your dog ads than your cat ads, maybe that's what you should target. So we're changing the paradigm from the marketer hypothesizing who their customer is, trying to buy and combine a bunch of data and then advertising to them, to us running 1,000 experiments, getting the data back and telling you who your audience is, who your target audience is. And through these hundreds and thousands of experiments, we're able to determine what we call a lift curve for all the CMOs here, is how much you should advertise on every platform to every audience. Because beyond a point, it doesn't give you any additional value. So once we have this information, now we go to stage 3, which is we have the data and we're going to help run your omni-channel campaigns across all your channels with the data we've generated about the messaging, the channel, and the lift curves. So if you're a dog lover, we know exactly where you are, what kind of messaging appeals to you and makes you click, and how do we spread that messaging across all of the platforms that we can touch you. And since we know the lift curve, we can dynamically allocate the spend across channels and across ads. So this is our vision to help the CMO and help CMOs become super CMOs. We have a demo coming up of our MVP. As Sagar said, we just launched our platform. But before that, I know you have a question of how are we different from ChatGPT or not naming any of our competitors? They're not competitors, but Jasper, Ad Creative. So if you've used any of these tools, the process is you think about an idea, you write prompts. Often it's not the same one prompt. You have to write 10, 15 prompts step by step, learn all the tricks. It creates an output, which is a text or an image. And then that might be good, might be bad. They don't know. You have to just download that and run your ad with it. You don't have any clue whether it's a good ad or a bad ad. Whereas SuperCMO, we're reading the content signals and the performance of your previously posted ads. We're fine-tuning the models to your performance and to your personalizing it to you. So when we create an output, it's personalized for performance and personalized to you. And we keep learning from our previously posted ads. So we keep improving and fine-tuning a model. So in that way, we're always improving and getting better. Whereas ChatGPT, Jasper, they're just staying the same. Now, I know other companies are trying to launch these features, but it's tougher to tack this on once you have a platform rather than our thesis, which is starting with a data flywheel and a constantly improving model. Awesome. I know you're all excited to get into a demo, so let's see some live product.
So our app is live. As I mentioned at the top of this presentation, we came out of stealth a month ago. We started building sometime mid this year. There are a lot of things that we want to do to build the end-to-end system. But we think that something that we have right now could provide immediate value to all of you guys today. So it's open to everyone. We'll flash the QR code. But if you want to remember the URL, it's app.supercmo.ai. Just rolls off the tongue. What I'm showing over here is an organization and a brand that we have set up for cola that you might have heard of. And we have gone ahead and created their brand asset, their foundations, products, campaigns, creatives, and then I'm going to show you the output. So when you land on the getting started page, there's a checklist of items that if you complete, helps us generate better ads and creatives for you. The last step is the connection to your Meta Ad Manager. But even without that, you could start running, start seeing some real output. What you do is when you create a brand, we define the logo, the name, what the description is, simple things like what could be a font that you would like to see your ads in, colors that appeal to your audiences, or brand colors that you would like to see in the images that are generated, voices that you associate with your brand, and then you add some products that you have and you would like to advertise. After that, there's a campaign structure for those who have been running ads. You would feel at home with the structure that we have over here. There are multiple campaigns. Each campaign have a success criteria, a goal, and then you can have multiple campaigns running at the same time. Each campaign can have multiple ads within it. The one that we are going to look at is the evergreen ad. When you see this icon, it means that the ads are ready, and we strongly believe that there's a importance of human in the loop. The assets that are generated are good, but we think that is a starting point. It solves the blank canvas problem. We do need the human touch to create, to refine the ad and make it good to go. So in this ad, what we have done is, on the top, you can see the images that were generated. Yeah. There are headers, subheaders, call to actions that were generated. This part was the generated stuff. Oh. And you could use any of the ones that we have generated or just create your own. We have a lightweight editor right in place over here. So you can mess with your background. You can play with the background colors. You can move the images around and have multiple ads or multiple text elements, images that you might have uploaded before. You have access to text tools like font size, text color, background color. We have color pickers. How many of you guys use this in your day-to-day life? Color pickers or creatives? Okay, awesome. So you guys would probably understand how these things are built, and we are using the HTML elements to layer on to your image, and then we convert it into a JPEG before we send it to your activation platform, which could be Meta, Google, LinkedIn. We are starting with Meta integrations right now. And then you can go on, select the fonts that you associate with your brand, or you want on the buttons, text elements, so on and so forth. Once you are done, yes, you click on download and image is downloaded. And let's open it up for questions.
The answer is no, it changes by itself. So it's real-time live editing that you're doing.
Yes, all of these images and text were generated. So the way the experimentation framework works is that when you generate these ads, connect your account, we are getting some performance data from it that tells us which of the ads that you either generated with us or the ones that you ran in the past are performing well. And based on that, we have models to tell us what were the different features of that creative that helped. And we make best guesses on what the next best ad or series of ads should be. And there's always a human in the middle. We do not take the liberty to go and start running creatives on anyone's ad account. There's a workflow which would allow users to select and cherry pick or send all of them and run them for the budget that we can recommend, but they deem fit. The things that I'm saying are things that we are building, and that is not part of the insertion product, but that's what you can expect in the next iteration.
The idea is there are two types of tests. There's A/B tests and then there's blank tests. So A/B test means I run 5 ads. One has car of blue, car with green, car that is red, car that is yellow, and we figure out what is the best car color that gets most customers. So as you saw, we have 5 versions of any image that AI produces. So when we run the A/B test, we can ask it to produce images that are variations of the same, right? Different color cars. And then users can publish and then execute those. The other are blank ads, which is basically some people see an ad, some people do not see an ad, right? So that as we build out over the next 2 months, we are configuring Facebook ads into SuperCMO, so you can advertise directly from our platform. In which case, we'll set up an experiment for you where we can identify the segments, the channels, the right audiences where you want to serve ads. And then we personalize, because we know these audiences, hey, dog lovers in Illinois, we personalize the ads to dog lovers in Illinois. And then we, for whatever audience that should not see the ad, which is the blank audience, we don't serve them an ad.